Heavenly Father, as we gather today, we seek to honor you by acknowledging the greatness of your being and also the marvelous works you have done. We salute you for the works of creation, which highlights your great wisdom, power, and glory. We rejoice in and thank you for your redemptive work on Calvary, which demonstrates your depth of love for us and by which we have been reconciled to you. Your welcoming arms are extended wide, and open is your invitation for us to come boldly to your throne of grace. For there we will find mercy and help in time of need. We acknowledge our need of you and pray that our hearts may not fail because of fear, but Lord, grant us vision, hope, and inner strength as we face a multitude of challenges in our personal lives, corporately, and as a nation. In our meeting today, we lift the VM group and all stakeholders before you, asking for your blessing. And we particularly seek your wisdom in the decisions to be made. In anticipation of your blessings, we offer up our thanks. For to you rightly belong all the glory and the praise. We pray in the name of and in submission to him whom you have lifted up and crowned King of Kings, even Christ Jesus, our Lord. Amen.
Thank you, Philip. Members, you can always tell how momentous the occasion is by the length of Philip's prayer. So this is indeed a momentous occasion. So I thank you, Philip. So let me use this opportunity to introduce you to the members at the podium. And from my left, your right, we have Janice McKinley, our Group Chief Financial Officer. Of course, we have Courtney Campbell, our Group CEO and President, and Kerry Gay Brown, our Group Corporate Secretary, next, and Mr. Nigel Chambers, partner from KPMG. Nigel, thank you. There are other members of the KPMG team here, along with Nigel, so I would just like to say hello to them, and also recognize Trevor Patterson from Patterson Mayor Hamilton and his team. Thank you for being here, Trevor. Trevor is our legal advisor on the matters that we're going to be tending to today. We also have directors from your group in attendance, and I will just call out the names because some are online, some are here in person. And so we have Matthew Wright, Deputy Chair, Mr. Maurice McNaughton, Mr. Brian Goldson, and Mr. Michael McAnuff-Jones. These are your directors. Please welcome them for me. So the proceedings for today's meeting are in two parts, as follows. First, we will have the special scheme of arrangement meeting to consider a new corporate structure for VM Group based on regulatory compliance requirements applicable to financial institutions And thereafter, we will move to the 143rd Annual General Meeting to cover reports to the members and special resolutions. So with that, let us now begin what we call the scheme meeting. The notice of the scheme meeting was published in the Gleaner newspaper on July 17, 2022. I now ask that a motion be moved for the notice of the scheme meeting to be taken as read. Mover? Thank you. Director Golson, first mover. Thank you for moving the motion. May I have a second for the motion? Second. Director Campbell seconds the motion. The online voting instructions will appear on screen for voting. We will allow 3 minutes for voting to be complete. This is in order to accommodate all our online members as well, so bear with us for those of you in the room. So what do we do about the in-person count? Carry it. What do we do about the in-person count? Just carries? Okay. Need a time. Just tell me when. Kerry, you checking it? Oh, okay. I think they're counting. Yes. Okay.
Usually at the AGMs, they're prompting
Right.
better.
And they're closer.
Precisely.
Yeah. This room is a little bigger than we're used to, so give us a moment. Okay. Yes. So that shows up on your screen? I'm going to log, I think we should log it too. So if you're following online, you would see a notation that says voting has now begun. Please use the chat to the right. only the first resolution. This is only the first resolution. Just take as read. Okay, we're just tallying the online votes. Yeah. I'm sorry? You want my vote? Don't I just have to give it to you? So then what do I do for the next one? No, we haven't used that motion. She's collecting the scheme votes. Okay. All we need to know is that there's enough overload. Okay.
I think what's happening, unlike the AGMs, they're actually collecting the votes now.
Right. Right. No, but right, they're collecting the wrong thing.
Proceed.
Okay. Okay. All right. So if you have if you're looking at online, there's a blue button, I gather, and that's what you use to actually vote. But we have a total, and the motion carries. Okay. Thank you. We're going to try to do that a little faster for the next one. So let us begin the formal business of the scheme meeting for Victoria Mutual Building Society. I'll go through a presentation on the scheme of arrangements to provide a summary of the scheme documents which have been published to members, and to also provide the reasons for this proposed scheme of arrangement from which we seek the approval of the members to implement. For 143 years, VMBS, as you know, has provided members with diverse, innovative products and service offerings in keeping with our drive to harness more life-enhancing opportunities for our members. The Board of Directors have considered an organizational restructuring exercise to give the VM Group greater agility in the best interest of our members. The process of implementation of the scheme commenced with an application to the Supreme Court of Jamaica on July 5, 2022, seeking approval to convene this scheme meeting to present for the members consideration and approval the proposed scheme of arrangement. In compliance with the court order, the scheme documents were published in the Gleaner newspaper on July 17, 2022, and posted to the My VM Group website. Text messages were dispatched, linking members to the specially curated web page with all scheme documents on Sunday, July 31, and Monday, August 8, 2022. The scheme documents set out the full detail of the scheme with full disclosure to our members. The scheme documents include the following: a letter from your chairman proposing the scheme of arrangement, an explanatory statement as a guide to understanding the purpose of the scheme of arrangement, details on how the scheme will be implemented, details outlining the financial accounting of the scheme of arrangement. The Board of Directors have issued a statement of responsibility in support of the scheme documents and thereby confirm to our members that the proposal is the most effective way of keeping the VM Group of companies together to meet regulatory requirements and ensure that value is retained in the group. The three key objectives of the group restructuring outlined by the scheme documents are: One, it allows the VM Group to conform with the legal requirements of the Banking Services Act 2014 and with similar requirements in the Building Societies Act. Of significant importance is the second key objective. It preserves the existing mutuality rights of members by transferring those rights from the society to a newly established mutual holding company to be known as VM Group. The third key objective is to facilitate the conversion of your society from a mutual building society to a proprietary building society with the flexibility to raise capital as needed to fund the growth objectives. Here is our organizational chart, which outlines basically your group as it would, this is as it would appear, no, this is as it is with VMBS, Savings and Loan, as the parent company, VM Money Transfer, that does remittances, VM Finance UK, providing lending and rep office operations, VM Pensions for your pension products, VM Innovations for fintech. Receive benefits from this diverse group with products and services that are also diverse, offered by all these companies within the VM Group. We also promote strong corporate social responsibility through the VM Foundation. While this current structure has served the VM Group well in the past and has delivered growth for our members, the Board of Directors is charged with the responsibility to ensure the long-term viability of the VM Group. And as such, retaining a mutual building society as the parent of the VM Group will curtail the future growth of VM Group and make us less competitive in the financial industry. As part of the Board of Directors' fiduciary responsibilities to our members, we consulted with our attorneys and auditors in relation to this proposed scheme. We also engaged our regulators, the Bank of Jamaica, presented the scheme of arrangement for non-objection to them. This proposed scheme of arrangement represents the board's position regarding how VMBS will comply with the Banking Services Act and at the same time preserve the rights of the members. The new corporate structure is presented here to our members. So at the very top, members, you will notice a new company. That company is now VM Group Limited. This will be the new mutual organization. VM Group Limited under the scheme will receive the transferred rights of all members. You will note that VM Group is placed at the top of the structure as the ultimate owner of the group represented by our members. So all the members' rights will be vested in VM Group, and that will be the owner of all the assets in the subsidiary companies, as well as those companies themselves. The second new company, VM Financial Group, and that's one layer down. I don't have a pointer, but I think everybody can see it. Yes. VM Financial Group is the financial holding company for all the financial services, including the converted building society, which will now become a proprietary building society. The recently rebranded VM Innovations is the holding company for what we call the real sector businesses, providing greater value to the members. So these are our non-financial activities, but they certainly complement the needs of our members, serve the needs of our members, and complement the execution of the group. So let's talk about each of the companies in the group. So VM Group, as we discussed, will be a mutual organization that preserves your rights and benefits as members. And it shall own all companies within VM Group, that is both financial and non-financial companies. VM Group will have a set of rules that outline the mutuality principles, and those protect your rights and the benefits of financial sector businesses within the group. VM Financial Group will direct the growth plan and capital requirements from the non-financial businesses with the real sector businesses. Their focus will be fintech, financial technology, property solutions, for greater diversity to all the businesses lines that it will complement. Of great significance is that the new structure has retained all the key business areas currently offered to our members while complying with regulatory requirements. And this was a main factor for the board recommending this new corporate structure to our members. The new VMBS, that's the Building Society, will now be a subsidiary of VM Financial Group. The new VMBS will be positioned for greater growth and further expansion of products and services, such as credit cards. The new corporate structure preserves mutual ownership of the VM group of companies. Members, as the ultimate owners, you will continue to participate through AGMs, like we're going to have shortly, which will be held by the new mutual VM group. Members will continue to receive such benefits as higher interest rates on savings, low fees. We will further consider at the AGM immediately following this meeting 2 related matters: name change of the Building Society and new rules of the society. Of course, we have to get your approval on the scheme first before we can move to that. So now, having presented an outline of the scheme and hoping that you have reviewed the documents that we have sent you in the past, we now invite questions for the board and the members of the podium. There are, I think, 3 microphones in the aisles to my left, your right, and my right, your left. Please don't be shy. Yes, sir. Just identify yourself for me.
For the company?
Yeah. So by elevating the mutual and separating it from all the operating entities, you do have that option. That allows you greater flexibility for all of the subsidiaries. So I'll give you an example. You would be familiar with Victoria Mutual Investments Limited. Yes. Victoria Mutual Investments Limited is owned by the members through VMBS at present, up to 80%. And 20% is on the stock exchange. And this gives us a certain kind of vibrancy that we felt was good for that business. And it also brings value back to the members who own shares. So that represents a possibility now for all the companies across to members and have them invest in the group as well. So what this really does is gives us the flexibility to provide the capital to grow even faster.
Okay, so there's no preferred method by the board that you guys have discussed that you can share with us?
Sorry, I didn't get that.
I'm asking if there is no preferred method of raising the capital for the VMBS that you guys have discussed and chosen.
Not at present. We don't have an immediate need for capital, so we're not putting a capital raising exercise on the table at this moment. But certainly your management and directors will consider all options and look for the best path forward if we do in fact need to go for capital in the Building Society, for instance.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. What's our...
Good afternoon. Daniel Smith is the name.
Daniel?
Smith.
Smith, yes.
In all of this, are you planning to become a bank?
Are we planning to go a bank? Is that your question?
Not a building society, a bank.
Yeah, the acoustics are not very good, Daniel, but I think what you're asking me is, are we planning to become a commercial bank?
That's right.
Right. Yeah, we have no immediate plans to become a commercial bank. Of course, we're always looking for the best structure to enhance value, and so that always represents a possibility.
Good afternoon. I'm Sonia Young.
Sonia.
I just want to know what is the difference between the mutual and the proprietary, as you have
What is the difference between the mutual and the proprietary building society?
Right.
Very good question. So the mutual currently is owned, the building society currently is owned by the members directly, right? And the subsidiaries are in turn owned by the mutual building society. The difference is going to be now where you take the mutual rights and elevate them to a parent company. It means that the building society now becomes a stockholding company. And just as the gentleman mentioned before, what this allows us to be able to do is to raise capital in the building society. So even though the benefits all accrue to the owners of the company, right, the owners of the entire scheme, the proprietary building society now has the ability to raise capital directly from the market. So with the decision of the members and the board, we could elect to say, well, let's raise more capital through a 10% share offer. And we would have a vote on that, and then we would agree to that. And that is not possible now because the ownership structure of the building society is one person, one vote.
Okay.
So you're not able to do that in that way.
Thank you very much.
Yes. And please feel free to jump in at any time. Hope you're by myself. Yes.
Shaquem Cameron, I just want to
Yes.
ask, I want to mention something else. You mentioned raising funds possibly through the members, or even, as you say, sell a 10% stake to the public. I just want to put it out there that as a member, I would personally appreciate if any kind of capital raise, you incorporate the members first.
Right.
As a
Absolutely.
first preference or a reserve or something along
Me
those
too.
lines. Yes. All right.
Well, Shaquem, did you participate in VMIL? Because, the members got special...
Right.
Right.
No, I wasn't investing at that time. I started investing in about 2019.
Yeah, but that's an example that we talk about a lot because we were able to give the members back value by giving them a dramatic discount on the share offering. And so they did very well in the uplift,
Right. And I also know of this thing they call a dividend in specie. I don't know if you guys would,
Boy, you're going to have to point to my lawyer. And every time I point to my lawyer, it costs me.
All right,
I'm not sure. But tell me what you have in mind.
Well, I mean, if it's one vote per member, you could do a dividend specie for members and give members shares in, or a specific, a portion of the shares that you would want to sell. Or, for example, you raise through the members first and then go public.
Right.
There are
Okay.
several options, as you know, so I'm just...
All right. Let's talk after this.
All right, no problem.
Is that, did we do that for BNI? Was that the dividend we gave? You had to,
Yeah, we did that, but it was small.
yeah. They'll see a blue
Some
one.
of the screens, some other ones, yeah, are trying to get things like typing in, etc.
Oh, okay. All right. Can we move on, ladies and gents? It's important to take your questions, but if you feel comfortable with us moving on, we'd like to move on. Here we go. Thank you. Right. How will members qualify for the benefits of the subsidiary companies? For the benefits of the subsidiary. Right. So, I mean, if you think about it now, right, you open an account, a savings account, or you take out a mortgage. And by your savings account, you automatically become a member. And that allows benefits to accrue to you. So all that's happening, it's not any different. All that's happening is now you are in a different company, technically, but those same types of rights transfer automatically to you in that company. So you will still hold a membership of Victoria Mutual, and that by its definition will just entitle you to whatever benefits we're providing to members. That's good? Yeah? No. So this question from Maxine Donovan asks, are benefits for old members only, or will new members benefit? So we don't have old members, Maxine. We have long-time members and we have recent members. We don't have any old members. So anyway, no, the benefits, the benefits have nothing to do with the length of time that you are present. Once you're a member, you're a full-fledged member, and we welcome you with as many benefits as we can get to you. Okay, so Opal Reed asks, will this new model affect me adversely as a customer? Quite the contrary. With this, what we're able to do is we're able to actually extend even greater benefits to you. Because now where you were further away from the other subsidiaries, now as the mutual company owns all the subsidiaries. And so therefore we are prompted to think about member benefits in a much greater degree within the subsidiary companies. So your pensions, your real estate, your investment products, all of those companies and their directors are going to be looking for ways to provide benefits to their direct owners, which are in the mutual company. So you can check me next year, but I'm pretty sure you're going to be happy with the improvements. This is from Michael Hicks. How will new members come into being after the building society becomes proprietary? So Michael, that's just a matter of process, because once you sign up for a savings account, the building society automatically notifies the parent company, and you automatically become a member as in that way. So you won't have to do anything different. It will be seamless, and you will receive information confirming that you're a member once you get that, once you qualify. So there'll be nothing for you to do. It'll be perfectly seamless. Okay? I think that's it. Yes. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to conclude the Q&A. There's time for other discussions after. But I would like us to move on. How long will it take for all the necessary changes to be made? Very good question. It's not all in our hands, unfortunately. We do have to return to the Supreme Court, Kerry Gay. And we have to get licenses from the regulator. We are pretty clear that they are on board, because we've spent years literally discussing this in terms of the regulator. So we don't expect any hiccups. But given the process, we expect within the next 12 months. Within the next 12 months. We hope it's sooner, but that's the budget that we have right now. In the meantime, business will continue as usual, right? And there will be nothing adverse for the members in the interim. Okay, you're not going to pull a fast one on me again? We're done? Okay. So I'm going to propose a resolution, and I would like the members to consider the resolution and then vote on the resolution. Online, there's a blue button, and it's the blue button that operates the voting. Don't type in anything, just use the buttons to vote. And for the members here, right, for the members here, you have this card and you have this card. One is blue and one is gray. One says no and one says yes. Please do not get them mixed up. We are obviously recommending, as the board of directors, we are recommending the scheme. Spent a long time on it. We think it's quite elegant, and we think it's in the best interest of the members. So we're urging you to vote yes on the scheme, but I'm going to propose a resolution, and you're free to vote however you wish to vote. The scheme resolution is, and it's on the screen, I think, to consider and, if thought fit, pass the following resolution in accordance with Section 206 of the Companies Act 2004. That the scheme of arrangement proposed to be made between the society and its members on the terms as set out in the scheme of arrangement dated 5th July 2022 and circulated to the members, along with, among other things, the explanatory statement required by Section 207 of the Companies Act 204 and the notice of scheme dated 14th July 2022 be and is hereby approved. Everybody understand the resolution? And if no, I don't know.
She'd like for you to repeat, please.
Okay. That the scheme of arrangement proposed to be made between the society and its members on the terms as set out in the scheme of arrangement dated 5th July 2022 and circulated to the members, along with, among other things, the explanatory statement required by Section 207 of the Companies Act 204 and the notice of scheme meeting dated 14th July 2022 be and is hereby approved. So we're asking for the members in concert with the society to make an adoption for this scheme that we've just discussed. The voting process will now open for online participants. The online voting instructions will appear on your screen for voting. We will allow 5 minutes for your votes to be completed, and thereafter the results will be recorded for review by our auditors, KPMG. In-person voting, as I said, will be done by voting cards, which have been distributed. Please place only one card representing your vote in the ballot box, which will be circulated. At the conclusion of the collection of ballot boxes, our auditors, KPMG, will count the votes and publish the results in the Gleaner newspaper and on our website by the 12th of August 2022. And again, we can put the resolution back up just for anybody who wants to review it. No? Can you put the resolution back up, please? Just to be, so everybody can be clear. Yeah, there you go. So it's back on the screen just in case you want to take an extra long look. Can I vote gather from the table? Can I vote harvest? Can I vote gather? Courtney has his as well. Yeah.
Huh? Okay. Everybody is no problem. Where's the unused?
You know, ladies and gents, I know we're still social distancing, but this is a little extreme, wouldn't you say? I'm going to invite everybody to come closer when we start the AGM. How are we doing for numbers? Oh, this is the thing. Okay. Okay, yes. How are we doing for time? Oh, where am I getting the signal from? So just for the benefit of that member who asked me about proxies, there were proxy forms circulated, but even beyond that, you can always write in a proxy and have someone at a branch verify it. Well, you drop it, you send it in, and obviously if you are a member in good standing, then it would be accepted. So obviously the time for that has passed, and we're glad to see you here, but that's just a matter of process. Yes? Oh, you're welcome. For 5 minutes, don't go on. So we should have the online already. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I am informed that voting has closed. The polls have closed. And we'll just wait for the tabulations. Online. That's what we have so far. Me again? Oh, task her for the full team. We were at Okay, we have a screen change. Okay, so the resolution, this is online only. This is online only so far, but the vote is 275 for, 0 votes against. Online, 100% of those online participants, members have voted in favor of the scheme. So I'd like to give them a round of applause for that. Of the scheme. So I'd like to give them a round of applause for that. Yes. All right. All right, so what we realize is that it's going to take KPMG a time to count those votes because we have several locations. So we just want to confirm from the various satellite locations that voting is closed and that the votes have been collected. So these are in-person votes. Fairview location, please confirm that votes have been collected. What do we get? Thumbs up. Portmore location, please confirm that votes have been collected. Savlamar, same. And we confirm that National Arena has collected all votes. I need a signal from ballots. Yes? You have confirmation on all those? On the Who's that? It's coming through there. Thank you. We're looking forward to hearing from Portmore. And Fairview. Jeannie, what's going on over there? I don't know. Okay, so we have them up. They're there. Yes. Hi. Hi. Okay, great. All right, thank you. Brilliant. Okay, thank you. Okay. So that was Fairview, and we have the same from Portmore. So the voting is over and collected. And as we said, we want to thank all the members who have participated in this. However you voted, thank you very much, members. Thank you for taking time out of your day to do this. It's a very, very important occasion for your society. And we will give you the results no later than August 12th, KPMG. So we look forward to that. It'll be in the Gleaner as well as the MyVM Group website. So I need to also inform you that there were a number of members who voted by proxy, who would have appointed either the chairman, yours truly, or the CEO as their proxy. And to inform you that the chairman had 207,241 votes in proxy, and the president had 8,952. So in total, we had 216,193 proxies. And as you know, we've made no secret of how we voted. So those votes are all positive. So thank you for those proxies, members, as well. And we look forward to continuing the work of the society. I now invite a motion for the termination of the scheme meeting. Kerry Gay moves, and Jenny seconds. Thank you very much. The meeting is hereby terminated. Thank you. Don't leave, because we're moving on to the annual general meeting. Okay. We're halfway. Okay, at this time, we would like to commence the 143rd Annual General Meeting for the Victoria Mutual Building Society. And I would like to ask for a motion to be moved that the notice of the meeting be taken as read. Director Golson moves. Second? Director DaCosta. Thank you very much. The online voting instructions will appear on screens for voting. We will allow for 1 minute for voting to be completed and then announce the results. For the room, all in favor? Okay, let me try that again. The motion is for the notice of the meeting to be taken as read. You can show your hand or say aye. All in favor? Aye. All against? Any abstentions? The ayes have it. We need to wait for the online voters. I guess not everything online is faster, right? We get to include more people, but it's definitely not faster than voting from the floor. A little mood music. Come to the background music. The last time we had background music. Remember? Must be a minute now. Could we get confirmation from the satellite locations? Please confirm votes. Fairview, Sav, and Portmore. Good afternoon.
Branch has voted, and the voting is now closed for the scheme meeting.
Okay. Yes, we got that message. We're talking about closing the votes, right? She's a little behind. How can we move it out? Okay. All right. I'm gonna move on, and if we have to return to the notice, we will. I think it would have been faster to just read the notice and not vote. It would have been quicker. Anyway, we're still working out the technology, as you can see, but we have members. We're proud to say we have members all over the country, and satellite locations, and we have members online. So we have to get this right, because at the end of the day, it's about the members. So welcome again to the 143rd Annual General Meeting. That's a lot of annual general meetings, and we're very, very proud of that tradition. We're very pleased, as I said, to have all the satellite locations beaming in, as well as the online members. And we are eager and excited to share with you the hard work that we have executed over the last year, your members and your directors. We had previously introduced the directors of the group in the scheme meeting, and so they have remained for this meeting, and we are also very happy to see that those who were here for the scheme meeting have also remained. So thank you very much for that. Now, for the purposes of this meeting, of course, our members have, well, the previous meeting they were serving as electioneers, but they are very much our executive and senior leadership team, and so we say a warm welcome to them this evening. They're all present. Just give a wave, team members. Thank you, thank you. Welcome to you as well. We now begin the formal business of the 143rd Annual General Meeting of the Victoria Mutual Building Society. And for that, I invite Mr. Nigel Chambers of KPMG Auditors for the Society to present the Auditor's report and statement of account. Nigel, give him a little welcome, please. No, hurry along.
Thank you, Chair, and good afternoon, members. The Auditor's report is on page 107 and 108. And I won't read the whole report, but just the opinion and point out a couple of relevant sections. Under the opinion, on page 107, we've audited the separate financial statements of the Victoria Mutual Building Society, the Society, and the consolidated financial statements of the Society and its subsidiaries, or the group, set out on pages 109 to 209, which comprise the groups and societies' statements of financial position as at December 31, 2021, the groups and societies' income statements, statements of comprehensive income, changes in capital and reserves, and cash flows for the year then ended, and notes comprising significant accounting policies and other explanatory information. In our opinion, the financial statements give a true and fair view of the financial position of the group and the society as of December 31, 2021, and of the groups and societies' financial performance and cash flows for the year then ended in accordance with international financial reporting standards. The basis of opinion section just goes on to point out that the audit is completed in accordance with international standards and on auditing, and that we are independent of the society in accordance with the International Ethics Standards Board for Accountants, International Code of Ethics for Professional Accountants, including International Independence Standards, and all of that is the ISBA code for short. And we fulfilled our other ethical responsibilities in accordance with the code. The other information relates to the annual report which you have, which has information including the financial statements, and we're responsible for reading the annual report and just checking that the information is not materially inconsistent with our knowledge and the information we have from the audit. There's a section on responsibilities of management and those charged with governance, and that states that management is responsible for the preparation of financial statements that give a true and fair view of the financial statements in accordance with international financial reporting standards and for internal controls that support that objective. And in preparing the financial statements, management is also responsible for assessing the society's ability to continue as a going concern and disclosing relevant facts as necessary. And those charged with governance, aka the board, are responsible for overseeing the group's financial reporting process. The auditor's responsibilities are to obtain reasonable assurance about whether the financial statements as a whole are free of material misstatement, whether due to fraud or error. And there's some more detail on page 108 around the auditor's responsibilities. I would point out the last bullet under the heading of auditor's responsibilities requires that we obtain sufficient appropriate audit evidence regarding the financial information of the entities or business activities within the group to express an opinion on the consolidated financial statements, and that we're responsible for the direction, supervision, and performance of the group audit, and we remain solely responsible for the audit opinion. The Building Societies Act requires that we confirm the inspection of titles, and so that's the next section on page 108. We've examined the mortgage deeds and other securities belonging to the society, and title deeds numbering 9,026 were produced to us and actually inspected by us, and we're satisfied that the remaining 315 deeds that were not inspected by us were in the hands of attorneys or elsewhere in the ordinary course of business of the society. And the accounting records have been properly kept, and the financial statements are duly vouched, etc. The report is signed KPMG on March 31, 2022. Thank you.
Thank you, Nigel. That was happily brief. It was so brief I wasn't ready for that. Usually it lasts quite some time. So at this time, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to report on the performance of your society for the 2021 period. But I'm concerned a little bit about the audio. I don't know if we can, there's a very big reverb in the room. I don't know if everybody's hearing me properly. Yeah? Okay. If not, just tell me to step away from the mic. So we have a chairman's message in the annual report, and the annual report, of course, is available online at MyVM Group, and it also is available. This little doohickey here that you would have received, you can use your device to scan this, and it will take you to the annual report as well. But it is online also at MyVM Group. And I will just read the excerpt from the chairman's message. Year one of the VM Group's new 3-year strategic plan saw the COVID-19 pandemic raging on, and the results-focused VM team showing remarkable resilience as they went about their work to help our members and clients achieve financial well-being. As the year progressed, COVID-19 containment measures were gradually relaxed, and national and global economic growth was projected to rebound by approximately 8% and 6% respectively in fiscal year 2021-2022. The euphoria, however, was short-lived as rising inflationary pressures dampened the outlook almost immediately to provide a new threat to our members and your society. By end of year, storm clouds were firmly back in place as the Bank of Jamaica increased its policy interest rate to 2.5% from 0.5% and signaled that its action was the first in a series of rate hikes necessary to bring inflation under control. It is against this background that the VM Group recorded a net surplus of 1.76 billion, approximately 25.2% above our budgeted target. Meanwhile, the group's total assets stood at 284.62 billion, representing an increase of 13% when compared to the previous year. These results were hard-won and are evidence of a robust strategy at work and reflects the group's sustained strength and confidence that you, our members and clients, have placed in us. In a tough year, VM Group showed tremendous grit and commitment, and this received global recognition, including via certification as an official Great Place to Work from the Great Place Institute, that global authority on workplace culture. VM was also ranked second best financial institution in the Caribbean by the Financial Times publication, The Banker, and received the award for Best Advisory Financial Team in the Caribbean by Capital Finance Institution. And if you won't applaud, I certainly will applaud the management for those accolades, internationally recognized. During 2021, we successfully executed a brand transformation with a new logo, brand colors, tagline, and a reinvigorated spirit. This transformation demonstrates publicly the changes that have been happening inside VM for the past few years. We are indeed entering a new era. Under our continuous improvement program, over 70 processes were improved or digitized during the year. Major milestones under this program included VMBS being admitted to the Automated Clearinghouse, ACH, the first non-bank financial institution to be admitted. The introduction of the Aurora Pension Management Platform, which provides users with access to details of their pension programs and the ability to make change requests. And not least, our business banking platform, which is part of our larger business banking ecosystem geared towards small and medium enterprises. You can clap, it's fine. Additionally, we made significant progress with our corporate restructuring initiative, which will result in a more robust holding company arrangement. that will see us being able to better meet your needs as the financial services industry evolves. Primarily, the corporate restructure will provide us with the latitude to take advantage of opportunities for growth without being encumbered by capital restrictions. Another significant initiative started during the year was the development of an environment, social, and governance policy, ESG, framework for the VM Group. As a mutual provider of financial services with a focus on transforming lives, the creation of sustainable value for our members and clients is of paramount importance. It is against this background that the policy framework has been developed. The first ESG report for the VM Group is being published as part of this annual report. We are focused and remain resolute as we strive to improve efficiency, streamline processes, maintain expenses, and seek to accelerate our revenue growth. The first year of the 3-year strategic plan was a success, and I look forward to the continued growth and development of the VM Group. We are focused on growing our customer relationships by expanding our footprint across the region, developing novel products and services to increase the number of VM touchpoints in your life, where we can positively impact your future, and embedding resilience to shocks of any kind across the group for your enduring financial security. I take this opportunity on behalf of the Board of Directors to thank the leaders and team members of the VM Group for your sterling commitment to our shared mission and the tremendous effort made to meet the financial needs of our members and clients during these unprecedented times. To those loyal members and clients, a heartfelt thanks for your continued trust in VM. The best is yet to come for VM, and we can all look forward to more success stories, especially yours, in the months and years ahead. Thank you. I now welcome Group President and CEO Courtney Campbell to deliver the President's report. Courtney.
Thank you, Chairman. Mr. Chairman, directors of the VM Group, team members of VM, and members of VM, it continues to be a distinct privilege and honor to be leading VM at this significant time in our history. I am proud of the team for their dedication to the purpose of VM and for the energy and passion with which they serve. I thank our hardworking Board of Directors for your invaluable guidance and counsel as we in VM continue to improve our already high standards of corporate governance. I'm grateful to all the members of VM for your loyalty, for trusting us with your financial goals, and, as you just did, for approving the scheme of arrangement to reorganize the VM Group. You have facilitated a most significant step on VM's journey of transformation. And I'm speaking in faith. The votes haven't been counted, but that's a statement of faith. My presentation today will cover 3 broad segments. Firstly, a brief review of our operating environment, then a refresher on who we are, some important facts about the VM Group. In the third segment, I'll present some highlights of how your VM Group has been driving sustainable growth even in these challenging times. So we meet at a difficult time for the global economy. Just last week, the IMF's chief economist stated, and I quote him, that the global economy is still reeling from the pandemic and Russia's invasion of Ukraine is facing an increasingly gloomy and uncertain outlook. Higher than expected inflation, especially in the United States and major European economies, is triggering a tightening of global financial conditions. China's slowdown has been worse than anticipated amid COVID-19 outbreaks and lockdowns, and there has been further negative spillovers from the war in Ukraine. As a result, global output contracted in the second quarter of this year. The IMF forecasts that global growth will slow from last year's 6.1% to 3.2% this year, 2022, and even further to 2.9% next year. Despite slowing activity, global inflation has been revised up, in part due to rising food and energy prices. Inflation this year is anticipated to reach 6.6% in advanced economies and 9.5% in emerging market and developing economies, and is projected to remain elevated longer than initially expected. According to the chief economist of the IMF, and I'm going to quote him again, the world may soon be teetering on the edge of a global recession, only 2 years after the last one. Reflecting on Jamaica, inflation at current levels represents a clear risk for current and future macroeconomic stability, and bringing it back to the target of 4 to 6% is obviously the top priority for our Bank of Jamaica, given the sharp rise in interest rates since September of last year. This tighter monetary policy has already started to impact our members and clients in the form of higher interest rates on loans. This adverse impact on the borrowing costs for consumers and businesses across the banking industry is regretted. And in fact, it is important to note that we at VM stayed our adjustments as long as possible. But we understand the actions of our central bank, as delays would only exacerbate the hardship. It is important that we take action to fight inflation now in order to avoid potentially more painful and disruptive adjustments later. We remind our borrowers that we stand ready to work with you to minimize the effects of the increase. Members, I take this opportunity to highlight a few other important developments in the regulatory environment. Firstly, the licensing of financial groups. In keeping with the consolidated supervision aspects of the Banking Services Act, all financial groups are required to apply to be licensed as financial holding companies. It is our intention to submit that application for VM Financial Group after that new company has been incorporated and at the appropriate stage in our reorganization process, certainly by the end of this year. And then Basel III. This updated capital adequacy framework strengthens the regulatory capital requirements, building on the three pillars of the Basel framework: credit risk, market risk, and operational risk. The reforms increase both the quality and the quantity of the regulatory capital base and enhance the risk coverage of the capital framework. This implementation will be done over a 12-month transition period ending the 30th of June 2023. We in the VM Group are making preparations to be in full compliance with these requirements. And then open banking and open finance. Lawmakers and regulators in several jurisdictions across the world are increasingly exploring the development of a framework for data portability. These requirements are to promote financial inclusion and will allow users of financial products and services to switch easily between financial service providers. Data portability involves the ability of customers to gain access to their personal data provided to a financial institution. In this vein, the customers of financial institutions have the right to request a transfer of their personal data from one financial institution to another, either on a one-off or ongoing basis. You know what? VM is eagerly awaiting open banking. We are confident that given the quality of our service delivery, the competitiveness of our products, and our demonstrated commitment to financial inclusion, our business should benefit from data portability and open banking whenever it is implemented in Jamaica. We will be ready. In fact, As an integrated financial group, we are also eager for our regulators to adopt open finance, which goes beyond the scope of transactional bank accounts to include mortgages, pensions, insurance, investments, and stocks, all connected across shared networks. This unified cross-sector functionality is typically facilitated by super apps, which provide multiple financial services in one place. And then the central bank digital currency. The BOJ is one of the first central banks to launch a CBDC, or as it's called, the JAMDEX. This is aimed at promoting financial inclusion, replacing cash as Jamaica transforms into a more digital world. I can confirm that the VM Group intends to partner with the BOJ in the issuance of JAMDEX, and we are making preparations in this regard. Beyond these regulatory developments, it is important to note that the financial sector is increasingly competitive. As customers seek greater convenience and enhanced experiences, more financial institutions are seeking to partner with fintech companies to more speedily close our technology gaps and respond to the emerging needs of our customers. I would dare to say that we are ahead of the game, having launched our own fintech, VM Innovations, in December 2020. Let's now talk about our VM Group. Who are we? Our vision is to be a leading Caribbean-based, member-focused organization transforming lives by advancing the financial well-being of individuals globally. Our mission is that we're a mutual organization whose purpose is to empower our members globally to achieve financial well-being through home ownership and innovative investment solutions delivered across multiple channels by an expert and caring team. Our core values are member focus, integrity, teamwork, innovation, and excellence. VM's strategic goals embody our long-term aspirations across 4 broad areas: strong integrated financial group, employer of choice, modern mutual, and empowered members. With the deposit-taking institution, VM Building Society, as the current holding company, the VM Group comprises 9 subsidiaries, with another to attain that status soon, plus 2 affiliates. We are an integrated financial group that provides a full range of products and services to personal and business members and clients, savings and other deposit products, all loan types, from corporate loans to mortgages, to specialized property development loans, to e-loans via Caroline, cutting-edge investment and pension solutions, payments, remittances, property services such as valuations and realtor services, and insurance, both general insurance and now life insurance through a new strategic partnership. We have increasingly wide geographic coverage. In addition to our 16 VM-based branches, we have VMTS's 86 locations, including 7 Money Express centers. We have 5 overseas representative offices. Our affiliate Caroline launched in Trinidad and Tobago recently, so they're now in 3 Caribbean territories, while BCIC has a growing business in Barbados and writes business in the Turks and Caicos Islands. Even as the world has been navigating the turbulence and uncertainty associated with 2 years of the COVID-19 pandemic and the war in Ukraine, your VM Group has adopted a positive growth opportunity mindset. We are determined to invest for the long term in driving sustainable, inclusive growth. So we have set and continue to set some bold, actionable ambitions. Our bold brand transformation, launched in November 2021, including new brand colors, logo, and tagline, Transform Your Everyday, is designed to convey clearly that we are one integrated, full-service group that is committed to transforming your lives and deeply committed to the process of journeying with you, our members and clients, to help you achieve financial well-being. Our audacious ambition is to transform 1 million lives. through our range of financial well-being solutions. And this has energized the entire VM group. I am delighted to inform you that we are growing our active membership this year at 3 times the pace that we have done in the recent past. Many more members are reactivating their dormant accounts, and we're also opening a greater number of new accounts. Members, we invite you who are here and you who have logged in online to play your part in the journey to 1 million. Please refer your friends and family members to VM. Please do not be shy to share the good news of your positive experiences with VM. Please invite everyone who will listen to you to join this VM family. Our group reorganization that we just voted for will not only ensure that we comply with the Banking Services Act, it will facilitate accelerated growth of the VM group. You will see ramped up activity in our non-financial arm comprising VM Innovations and VM Property Services Limited. This new structure will also present us with greater flexibility in how we access the capital market, and I'm happy to hear one of our members raising questions about that already. And we are still analyzing how to take advantage of those opportunities while maintaining our status as a mutual. The growth that we seek to drive must be sustainable and inclusive. And that is why our board took the bold step to approve an environmental, social, and governance policy, outlining certain commitments that we are making as the VM Group to observe the highest standards in managing our environment, doing good for the societies in which we operate, and continuously raising the bar in corporate governance. As an important first step in holding ourselves accountable for these standards, we have published our very first ESG report as a special segment in our 2021 annual report. We realized impressive growth in all our key business lines in 2021. Some highlights are that our deposits grew by 14.37 billion, or 13.9% to 117.86 billion. Total group loans grew by 32% to 102 billion. In VM Building Society, the loan portfolio increased by 25% to 91.85 billion. In fact, as at December 31, 2021, VMBS had market share in loans of 9.29%, the 4th largest in the entire deposit-taking financial sector. Our UK-based subsidiary, VM Finance, and the managing director, Leighton Smith, flew across the Atlantic to be with us here today. VM Finance delivered a record profit of, in pounds, £1 million, 1.006 to be exact, more than doubling the outcome for 2020. VMTS achieved growth, VM money transfer, of 22% in remittance transactions, while income generated by VM Property Services Valuations business increased by 27.8% over the previous year. These are just some of the highlights. The VM Group is increasingly dynamic. We are sowing the seeds of further growth by heightened innovation activity. We introduced 7 new products and services last year, including the VM1 Simplified Savings Account and the very popular VM Wealth IPO Edge platform. Group net interest income grew by 12.76% to $5.72 billion. And this is good because this is our core business. However, it is important to note that we are successfully diversifying our revenue base. Non-interest income, representing fees and commissions from the wide range of services provided across the VM Group in remittances, in unit trust commissions, in capital markets fees, in valuation services, pension management fees, loan fees, those have grown faster than net interest income. And the non-interest income now represents 48% of operating revenue compared with 38% in 2017 just 4 years ago. That is progress in our view. As we partner with you to transform your everyday, we're introducing more new products and entering new markets. We have partnered with Canopy Insurance to launch the Canopy Family Plan, exclusively designed for you, our members of the VM Group. We have now introduced our first credit cards with 2 new cards, the Visa Gold and Visa Platinum. These credit cards will be very competitive, and I'm going to show you mine. Can't resist it. These credit cards will be very competitive, offering lower annual fees and lower interest rate than the market. In addition, we will offer other attractive benefits for our members, including a fantastic VM Rewards program. Please apply for your VM credit card. We have rolled out our online business banking solution to meet the needs of our large corporate and SME customers. This will be a game changer as the VM Building Society positions itself to be a significant provider of financial services to the business community. For our prospective new members and clients in Barbados, VM Investments has agreed to acquire 100% of Republic Funds Barbados. We have received 3 of the 4 regulatory approvals required and expect to conclude this transaction by the end of this year. VM Investments has launched its private equity business. That's a new private equity business line with an investment in a food manufacturing company, Home Choice Enterprise. And we are also partnering in VM Investments with the London-based Actos and the Development Bank of Jamaica to launch a new Caribbean private equity fund, JASMEF, that is focused on small and medium enterprises. We are driving sustainable growth by also initiating new business lines. So in December 2020, the VM Group introduced and established a new fintech subsidiary, VM Innovations, with a mandate to create new business models. The team members were fully onboarded in July 2021 and have since done significant development work on the mortgage ecosystem, the MVP, the minimum viable product for the mortgage ecosystem, the central bank digital currency mobile wallet, and the property management system. We are delighted that Jamaica's first property management product, Propman, was launched in June 2022. And VM Property Services, with the support of VM Innovations, have signed up their first community, Phoenix Park Village in St. Catherine. Already over 1,600 residents of Phoenix Park Village have registered for this ultra-convenient solution, and we expect that many other communities, townhouse complexes, apartment complexes will join soon. We believe that this solution has the potential to raise standards in property management and the quality of life in these communities. This product, members, has global appeal. We have already started to receive queries from overseas markets. The basic version of the mortgage ecosystem is now being tested, that's another product, and should be ready for launch this year. And then new business lines includes VM Finance. This business is domiciled in the United Kingdom, and since mid-2018, its principal activity has been to provide property financing to experienced property professionals under its specialized lending program. Additionally, the firm is licensed and regulated by the Financial Conduct Authority as a mortgage intermediary to advise and arrange regulated or residential mortgage contracts for individuals wishing to purchase homes in the United Kingdom. In 2021, VM Finance ended the year with a loan portfolio of £54 million and reported net profit after tax of just, as I said earlier, over £1 million, outperforming the prior year by 197%. And I'm showing you some of the properties financed in the UK by VM Finance Limited. In keeping with our focus on driving sustainable growth, we have increased our shareholding in BCIC from 31.5% up to 2019 to now 39.24%. BCIC is Jamaica's best performing general insurance company and the only one in Jamaica with an AM Best rating, having recently received a financial strength rating of B++, meaning good. BCIC delivered returns to the VM Group of $354 million in 2021, over 2 times greater than 2020. If we are going to achieve sustainable growth, especially in these challenging times, we have to execute with excellence. And we are pleased to report that in all aspects of our business, whether it's the implementation of our strategic initiatives, the implementation of our IT projects, or the management reporting tool used to monitor our business operations, we call that the balanced scorecard, the achievement rates of all these key performance indicators are trending positively. We're also very pleased with the pace of our digital transformation program, especially the significant progress recorded in building digital capabilities and in the customer adoption of digital channels. In fact, the VM Group was shortlisted as a finalist in 3 categories in the Global Digital Transformation and Operational Excellence Awards. This digitalization program is accompanied by and synchronized with our continuous improvement program, which saw 71 processes being re-engineered in 2021. Last year, VM Billing Society started to receive transactions via the automated clearinghouse, making interbank transfers much more convenient and cheaper for our members. VM Pensions Management introduced a new pension management platform to improve service delivery to our pension clients. And a critical component of any plan to achieve sustainable growth is strong risk management. And in 2021, we conducted a comprehensive review of the VM Group's existing ERM framework to ensure alignment with the 2017 COSO framework. In November 2021, the VM Group's Risk and Finance Committee, that's a board committee, reviewed and approved this new framework, which became effective in January 2022. Our sales effectiveness function continued to lead significant gains in improved sales productivity across the VM Group. All our sales teams recorded greater output in 2021 compared with the previous year. At the foundation of our execution infrastructure are our people, our expert and caring team. In 2021, the VM Group accelerated efforts to future-proof our workforce in alignment with our strategic goal of being employer of choice. Accordingly, we continue to execute our strategy of attracting, developing, engaging, and retaining highly competent team members. In 2021, VM was certified as a Great Place to Work by the Great Place to Work Institute, the global authority on workplace culture. This prestigious certification is predicated on our robust talent development and management program, as well as our efforts to embed a high-performance culture. The group's focus on team member development and retention was executed through our cultural integration, engagement, wellness, team member development, and reward and recognition programs. Through these programs, we expanded our coaching, training, and development initiatives. Members, we are building an expert and caring team. These initiatives to drive sustainable growth, supported by our strong execution capabilities, yielded pleasing results across the VM Group in 2021. Revenue growth, benefits to members, market share growth in key business lines, digital adoption rates by our members were all pleasing. Operating revenue normalized for the NHT gain in 2020 grew by 31.47% to $11 billion. Member benefits amounted to $281 million. The group's net surplus for the period was $1.79 billion, lower than the previous year by $850, but when we factor in the significant one-off gain of the previous year with its net impact of over $2 billion, we regard this as a most satisfying performance. We achieved this good performance while delivering better customer service. according to the ratings provided by you, our members and clients. Our loyalty rating measured by the Net Promoter Score improved 2 points to 52 and is among the highest in the industry. We also retained our high-performing team members and maintained our impressive team engagement score of 76, which is well above regional and global averages. This performance has enabled us to transform our communities. Through the work of the VM Foundation, we positively impacted over 100,000 lives in 2021. This is the result of work done through several programs, including the National Leadership Prayer Breakfast, or Head Start scholarships, the Social Enterprise in Secondary Schools project, the Adopter Clinic program at the St. Diego Health Center, parenting seminars, Read Across Jamaica Day, Refurbish for Change, or financial literacy program for tertiary students called Ignite. And recognition is always welcomed as fuel for the future journey. During 2021, we were pleased to have received international recognition from the International Banker, from the Financial Times publication, The Banker, from CFI.co, and the chairman spoke about these already. We're encouraged by all these. And these are in addition to the Great Place to Work certification and the digital transformation recognition mentioned earlier. We are humbled by these awards as they confirm that we are on the right track and that we're heading in the right direction. As we look to the future, we are confident that we have the right strategy and a strong, committed team to thrive in these times. With excellent execution, we will realize an even faster pace of growth in the years ahead. According to our agreed strategic roadmap, we will focus our energies on the following 5 areas to achieve our bold growth ambitions over the medium term. Firstly, to complete the reorganization of the VM Group, to facilitate compliance with the Banking Services Act, licensing of VM Financial Group, and accelerated growth of the entire group. Secondly, we will invest in growing key segments of our business. VM Finance's specialized property lending business, VM Investments, including their new private equity business line, VM Billing Society's payment services, including the new credit cards business and the new business banking line. We will place strong emphasis on integrated selling to include retirement planning and the most convenient remittance services. Thirdly, digital value chains. We want to realize measurable gains from our digital transformation program and our continuous improvement program in enhanced customer experience and operational efficiency. Fourthly, new business models through aggressive promotion of VM Innovations, PropTech, that's property technology, and financial technology solutions, and exploiting synergies with VM property services. And fifth, international expansion. We will identify and execute strategic investments in other markets. Members, thank you for attending this very important meeting today. Thank you for the time that you have spent listening to this update. We deeply appreciate your loyalty to the VM Group. Our best days are ahead of us. For you, your families, your friends, your business associates, we look forward to many more opportunities to transform your every day. Thank you very much.
That's a great story, Courtney. And it's not fiction, it's real. And we've made it happen. The team members here have made it happen, and the members have made it happen. It's been brilliant. The last 5 years have been absolutely fantastic, and I want you to give our team members a warm round of applause. Coming through COVID like we did, I am in amazement every day about that, and we're moving on to bigger and better things. So at this time, ladies and gentlemen, you've heard Courtney. I gave you a few words as well. I'd like to invite questions from the floor about what you've heard and also about what the auditor's report would have revealed as well. If you're online, please post your comments and questions, and we will take those as well. We have about 15 minutes for Q&A. Dayton, you have a question? No questions? What about online? Yes? You're pointing. I can't hear you. Could you speak up? Red? Okay. I'm seeing a resolution, not a question. Yes. Okay.
From Savlamar, Mr. Chairman.
Yes. Go ahead, Savlamar.
I want to commend. I
You
want
have
to
to tell
commend
me
the
your name
president
first, though.
for his support.
I'm sure your name is not Savlamar, though, so you need to tell me your name.
That could suffice, but to fulfill your request, the name is Paul Wilson from Westmoreland.
Thank you, Paul. Go ahead.
The president's report, I want to commend him on it. I want to commend also the upbeat he has for the future. He did take time to highlight the headwinds that the war in Ukraine and inflation in US poses to us. But he did not mention any of the local threats, such as that coming from the governor of the Bank of Jamaica, who insists on raising interest rates, and from the finance minister, who insists on having a budget surplus that is pre-COVID. Do you think these two local headwinds will affect the plans the VM Group has for the future?
And you're asking Courtney that question, right?
Certainly for Mr. President.
Can I answer from here?
Yes.
Yeah. Is this mic on? Yes. Actually, thank you for that question, Mr. Wilson. I actually did mention it, that we have been seeing increased interest rates in the local economy as a measure to fight inflation. And I think I spoke about it in that context. And so what has happened is that the deposit rates have increased significantly over the last 12 months. And so the lending rates have had to be adjusted as well. And we have written to our members regarding the increased interest rates. And as I said, we're working with them. It will definitely impact our business. The interest spread, the interest margins have narrowed because we're paying now on deposits almost what those who borrow from us are willing to pay. So that's a significant impact on our business. So we have to be watching our costs very well. And as I said, we have been forced to adjust our lending rates as well, and we have to keep that under constant review. So the answer is yes, it has impacted and will continue to impact our business.
Yeah. Thank you, Courtney. We have another question here. Will customers still have to provide personal information separately to each of the financial entities that they do business with?
At this point, yes. The answer is yes. But we are working along with the central bank to implement a sharing of information. What we have already done, though, is in our account opening mandates, we have asked our members and clients to permit us to share information. So it will be easier once the central bank puts that regulation in place. We will be ready to go. Right. And on top of that, we are now working through a group online onboarding project that is meant to facilitate easier account opening for all members and clients across the VM group, whether it's in VM Wealth Management, VM Pensions Management, VM Billing Society.
So it's it's enough to say that there are regulations in place that prevent the sharing of information across particular legal entities, even if they're in the same group. And so these will mitigate against or retard our efforts in that regard. But we are moving in that direction, and we hope to get there very, very soon. There was a VM office in Toronto. Will it be resurrected? I don't know if resurrected is a good word. So it's dead. Mothballed maybe, but
so not in that format. I don't know if Leighton would like to address that, or Peter, but we expect, we constantly search for new ways to serve our members better, and we are doing that with respect to the members and clients we have in Canada. I think Leighton and Peter are working through some current thoughts on how to better serve our people in Canada. We will announce that when we have finalized it. It may not involve a fixed office, but please listen out and we will keep you updated. All right, Peter, anything else to add? No, that's good? Okay, good.
Okay, another online question from Peter. Are we finally going to get Visa cards or not? The answer is yes, the Visa cards are here. We are rolling them out as we speak. I don't know why the president gets one before me, but anyway, I have a complex where that's concerned. But anyway, no, the Visa cards are on their way, and we are doing user testing and close client testing, but they will be out to everybody in short order. This month, you heard it right here. Second part of that question is, will overseas members be eligible for that credit card?
We're going to dispatch the cards.
And there's no reason why not, of course. Of course you'll be able to access those credit cards. They're not dual currency or anything like that, but obviously you can use them. It's quite fine, and we welcome your business for those credit cards. One third part of that question is, once the Visa cards are ready, will you mail them to us and we call in afterwards to activate them? Or do we have to come into the branch to collect? No, please do not come to the branch to collect them. We're going to mail them out, and you can call in afterwards and activate them. Absolutely. So we thank you for those questions, and we look forward to your subscription for those credit cards coming to a wallet near you.
Yeah, sorry, Chairman, just to clarify that we will dispatch them via courier and invite the members to activate them online.
Okay.
Yeah.
So right. So they won't be mailed. They'll be couriered, and then you'll be able to activate them online. So you won't have to call to activate them, for instance. So that's another step. Great. Brilliant. Any more? Okay. Thank you very much, members. We're going to move on, moving quickly. We have some formal business to attend to. It is a requirement that the auditor's report, statement of accounts, and director's report be considered for approval. I therefore move a motion for the approval and adoption of the auditor's report, statement of account, and director's report. I ask that a director second this motion. Director DeCosta seconds the motion. The online voting instructions will appear on screens for voting. We will allow 5 minutes for voting to be completed and then announce the results. From the floor, for this resolution, I ask, all in favor? Okay, you sure? You sound like a tentative. All in favor? Any against? Any abstentions? You need those hands held up? Could you put the hands back up for me? I think we're counting. Is that what we're doing? Yes, sorry about that, guys. All in favor? Got it? Impossible. Okay. Louder. Yes. Okay. I just need to remind the online voters that the blue button is for voting. You're supposed to have a blue button and just hit that button. I think they're trying to vote in YouTube. That's what I think. Okay, that blue button is for members who have logged in based on the login credentials that you'd have received in the mail. I don't believe that you can vote. You can't vote through YouTube or Facebook. If you're on YouTube or Facebook, you're not going to be able to vote from there. All right. What do I do now? Do I confirm for the other? Could I have confirmation from the satellite locations of the vote? Savlamar, Portmore, and Fairview. Thank you. Shouldn't they tell us what the vote was? Oh. Sav is always quickest out of the blocks. That's Fairview? So, okay, Fairview has confirmed.
Of the Portmore location that everyone has voted on resolution 1.
Thank you. That's everybody, right? Okay. So we have, that's 124 left to vote. Very good. That's 1 minute 24 left to vote. 1 minute 24 left to vote. Yeah. Okay. All right, 1 minute left for online voters that have logged into the voting app. Twenty seconds. Okay, voting is now closed online. We need to drop the tank and street. Yeah, man, it's hard. Okay, we have the online votes. for the resolution. 1, in favor 203, against 1. The ayes have it, both in person and online. Thank you. All right, we're going to try to move a little faster. So the next motion, we're going to ask for 3 minutes of voting time for the online instead of 5. We will now consider special business. Having concluded the scheme meeting earlier, there are now some important matters to consider. Under the scheme of arrangement, VMBS will now become a direct subsidiary of VM Financial Group. In order to achieve this change, VM will adopt new rules for a proprietary building society and therefore change its name, as the building society will no longer be regarded as a mutual. The following resolution is proposed. To consider and, if thought fit, pass the following resolution. That subject to and contingent upon the scheme of arrangement proposed by the society being sanctioned by the Supreme Court of Judicature of Jamaica and the Supervisory Committee of the Bank of Jamaica granting its approval or no objection to the scheme, that with effect from the effective date of such scheme of arrangement, the society hereby change its name to VM Building Society, and that the draft rules attached to the scheme of arrangement dated July 5th, 2022 as an appendix be and are hereby adopted as the rules of the society. I therefore move a motion for the approval of the resolution as proposed. And we're going to put up the resolution. I ask that a director second the motion. Courtney? I had moved. So Courtney. So Janice wants the next one. Courtney seconds, right? Here's the resolution on screen. Take your time, give it a read. The online voting instructions will appear on screens for voting. We will allow 3 minutes for voting to be completed and then announce the results. Everybody on the floor has read the resolution? Could I have a show of hands? All in favor? Okay, counters, you have to give me a thumbs up so people can lower their hands when you're ready. Okay. Up here too? You got us? Did you counted us? Okay. So the front row can lower their hands? Yeah. Okay. Okay. What's this? I think it's the old one. So the VM Building Society. Show me the countdown, please. That's the longest 2 seconds ever. Okay, Fairview has concluded their vote. Sava and Portmore. Thank you. So you don't have to say subject to the approval of the scheme for 2B? Thank you. So 2B is worded, page 10. But just how you said, the name is subject to change if the scheme is approved. I would have thought that it would have been the same scheme. You put the condition before, that assuming it's approved, right? Subject to the approval of the scheme. Voting concluded. Voting has concluded. Online. Good news. Resolution number 2A, 203 votes in favor, 1 against. Based on the majority in the room and online, the ayes have it. Resolution number 2 passes. Thank you. Resolution number 2B. The board seeks your approval to conduct the necessary activities to bring the scheme of arrangement into effect. So, subject to the approval of the scheme by members, the resolution reads as follows: that the directors be and are hereby authorized to bring into effect the scheme of arrangement and cause the society to implement the scheme of arrangement relative to its various subsidiaries and affiliates. I therefore move a motion for the approval. Janice, would you like to move the motion? Janice McKinley moves the motion for the approval of the resolution as proposed. I ask that a director second this motion. Michael? Is that Michael? Yes. Okay. Michael Mackenough-Jones seconds the motion. The online voting instructions will appear on screens for voting. We will allow 3 minutes for voting to be completed and then announce the results. From the floor, all in favor? That looks unanimous to me. Have a count that? Plenty votes. All right. Any against? We have any against? Any abstentions? All right, so counters, you had no extension, you had no abstentions and no against. So just count everybody. All right. We're into our 3 minutes for online voting. Thank you. That's Portmore. Fairview confirms completion as well. Thank you, Sav. We are 55 seconds from closing the online vote. How many people you have? All right, voting has concluded online, has closed. So we wait for the results of that. Here we go. For 2B, 137 votes in favor, none against. From the floor and online, the resolution carries. Thank you. Okay, now we have two resolutions, 3A and 3B. Oh, I'm sorry, 148, okay, yeah. We have two resolutions coming up, subject to Rule 59(1) of the Society's rules. Mr. Philip Silvera and Mr. Michael McAnuff-Jones retire pursuant to those rules by rotation and being eligible offer themselves for re-election. And I'd like Mr. McAnuff-Jones and Mr. Silvera to stand so people can see who they're voting for. There you go. That is in no way. You want him to turn around? It's not a beauty contest, you know. Okay. There you go. There you go. Do a little. You want to do a little sachet down there? No. Okay. All right. All right. That is in no way indicative of their intellectual prowess. So we welcome them back to the board if the members will have them. So Resolution 3A is that Philip Silvera be and is hereby elected as a director of the society. And Resolution 3B is that Mr. McAnuff-Jones be and is hereby re-elected as director of the society. So I need one mover for Resolution 3A. Kerry Gay, mover for 3A. A seconder, I second for 3A. And one for 3B. You move for 3B. Second for 3B. Thank you, Director Goldson. So we have seconds for 3A and 3B. And I therefore propose a resolution for the re-election of directors en bloc and ask a member to approve that motion. And then we'll move straight into, right? We'll move straight into the vote. Need a second for that motion. Jenny seconds that motion, right? So we're taking an en bloc motion and then we're moving straight into 3A and 3B. So you'll see that online as well. And I'm going to ask from the floor, just to signify your approval of voting en bloc. All in favor? Any against? Any abstentions? So it's unanimous from the floor. And then we'll take 3A and 3B. So that's what will come up online on the vote. 3A and 3B, one behind the other. We're going to allow 2 minutes for each of these, because it should be a no-brainer. These are very good directors, right? So, And from the floor, 3A and 3B. All in favor? Any against? Any against? Okay, any abstentions? Abstention? You're... Sorry, I'm not hearing you. You have to go to the mic.
Good evening. God's blessing and peace be with you. Could you explain?
Still not hearing. Sorry.
Could you explain a little bit more in respect to the abstention vote? What is that indicating? What is that in respect to?
I'm sorry, you're asking what is the abstention vote?
Right.
The abstention vote means that you don't want to vote at all. So you abstain from voting, yes or no, you just abstain.
I would like to vote on this, and my concern is to locate more information in respect to...
Boy, I'm having a hard time hearing you.
My concern is gaining more information in respect to the director, the two directors that have been presented to be re-elected to the board. I am a proprietor, sole proprietor, and I investigate everything. I'm very meticulous, would you excuse? Right. And so I'm hoping to get a little bit more information on Mr. McNuff. So I would like to hold on to my vote if possible. I don't know if in spirit possible in respect to the two board of directors.
Okay. So what I would say is that yes, you are certainly entitled to that information. That information is contained in the annual report that we have tried to circulate to members. What I can't do is hold the vote to go through it with you. What I can do is take the vote. You can abstain or you can vote no. We will still take the vote, and then after the fact we can explain to you who these gentlemen are and so on. Page 25 and 26. Page 25 and 26. But we're going to have to take the vote because we're going to... Yeah. So, member. So we would have to respect the other members as well who might have reviewed it online and so on. But thank you for your question, and hopefully you will approve of our vote. So we have one abstention then, member? No? You're voting yes? I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Yes.
Sorry again, I don't like the no vote at all. The abstention part, no vote at all, is a concern for me because it's not that I'm not wanting to vote. My concern is for my proprietorship, just a small business person barely making it, I have to become more meticulous, not aggressive, but more meticulous in respect to building my company. And I simply, at this point, would like to ensure of my information concerning the two board of directors before I move forward with saying yay or nay. So I just won't do any of those three, none of the above for me, but the information is necessary for me to move forward with my proposal.
Absolutely understood. As I said, I can't hold a vote, but I can take you as an abstention or a no vote, or any way you want to vote. I mean, any of those.
Not to, in respect to this.
Okay. No, you don't have to. You don't have to do anything. You can not do any of the above as a member, right? Okay. Thank you. All right. So the ayes have it, and we are out of time on the online. So we'll get those results for 3A and 3B. I don't know if they finished both 3A and 3B. They might have finished only 3A, but we'll wait for 3A and 3B. Thank you, Portmore. And we have online for 3A and 3B together, we have 158 votes in favor, 98.13%, and 3 votes against, 1.86%. From the floor and from online, the ayes have it, Motion carries. Welcome back, directors. Thank you. Resolution number 4, or final resolution. Is that final resolution? Yes. Yes, or final resolution. At the last AGM, KPMG was appointed auditors to hold office until the next AGM. Their terms having expired, in accordance with Rule 72(1), KPMG auditors is proposed for appointment to hold office until next AGM at remuneration to be fixed by the directors of the society. KPMG is represented by Miss Nissa Johnson. Nissa, is she here? Nigel is subbing for Nissa. A poor substitute, but we'll keep moving. So may I ask that a member move the resolution for appointment of KPMG auditors to serve as auditors of the society and the remuneration to be fixed by directors of the society at another, and another member to second the motion. From the floor? Yes, ma'am, you have to tell us your name. Please, yes, just go to the mic and tell us your name, please.
I'm Simone Dakers.
Simone Dakers moves the motion. Could I have a second?
I'm Don Johnson Mew.
Say that again, please, member.
Don Johnson Mew.
Lorne?
Don Johnson Mew.
Don Johnson there. Okay, thank you very much. We'll get your name right, don't worry. The audio is not very good in here. So that's the seconder. The online voting instructions will appear on screens. We'll allow for 2 minutes for voting to be completed and then announce the results. From the floor, all in favor? Any against? Any against? Any against, yes. And any abstentions? Okay, it's unanimous from the floor. For those voting, for the members who are voting, that is. We're in the countdown for the final resolution from I think next year we'll be in more salubrious surroundings. Yes. Okay. Fairview, thank you. Fairview is completed. Portmore completed. Thank you very much. Thank you, Sav. 45 seconds to go for online. Voting has now concluded online. for the outcome. Resolution number 3. No, not 3. No, that's wrong. We did that one already. We're on number 4. Yeah, we saw that one already. There you go. But why? We'll come back next year. Are we getting that back? Here we go. Okay. So in favor, 148 votes, 7 against, 7. That's a high. So the motion carries from both online and on the floor. KPMG are appointed auditors for yet another year. Thank you, KPMG. Thank you, members. At this time, members, our formal business is finished. We invite members to speak on any other matter which may be of concern regarding your society and the subsidiaries, and you can also post your questions and they will be viewed by me as well. You have to repeat that because I didn't hear it. Is there a plan? Okay. So from Mr. Mitchell, the question is there a plan to have prepaid cards? Mr. Reid? Not at this time? Not at this time. The answer is not at this time. We have the credit cards and international debit cards, but no prepaid credit cards at this point.
Question from Sav.
Hold on, Sav. One more coming through before you, Sav.
At what point auditors changed?
So auditors can actually be changed from the floor every year by the members. The society's directors review the auditor's performance on an ongoing basis. And so your directors would receive recommendations from the executive management as to whether we continue or we look for new auditors at any point in time, frankly. And of course, we have a robust system of engagement with the auditors. So you have an audit committee of your board that is very, very close to the the performance of the auditors, and they would have a major say in the continuation or the termination of those auditors. Okay, let me take Sav. Sav Lamar.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I am concerned as a hard top Mr. Hale from Sav. I had the oldest bank book in this office, coming from halfway tree in the 72s, but it still qualified me to be at the meeting. I personally believe that I was being hijacked in my voting at the first round, because when the chairman made the open remarks, I were not aware that voting was ready. The magazine that we got, I thought we should have got them a week before so we can read through. Okay, so all the fancy drafting by the building society, the business of the society is the customer. What do we get from it? Because my interest in my book is invisible. Right? So what benefit is it from us? Can you say?
Yeah, yes, I can. So, member, thank you for your question and thank you for keeping faith with the Building Society. We spent a fair bit of time talking about the benefits that accrue to members in our efforts to ensure that you get the interest rates that are close to the top of the market and try to keep your mortgage rates lower than the average in the market. And we also provide low fees that we maintain for the benefit of the member as well. We provide free ATM access also for your transactions. And from time to time, we provide offerings of stocks, for instance, of Victoria Mutual Investments Limited, that will also accrue to your benefit from the discount in those offerings. Those are the types of benefits that you receive.
That's for learned. That is not computer savvy.
Sure. Sure. So one of the things that we pride ourselves on is our drive for financial empowerment, which is also about financial literacy. So we at Victoria Mutual, at VM, take pride in being able to bring our members along on that online journey. Apart from that, your branches still exist. There are still members in the branch, team members in the branch, to help you navigate the necessary transactions as well. And those are the provisions, I would say. But I can ask the president to elaborate if he... We're just going to turn on his mic. No? You want to come here?
I think you captured it well, Chairman. We have a network of ABMs, which I think most people find convenient and easy to use. You remember that the ABM network is not only those owned by VM, but all ABMs, I think 700 ABMs are installed by all the banks island-wide, and those are available to our members for use free of charge. If you go to a supermarket, a petrol station, a pharmacy, and you're using the debit card to make a purchase, again, those transactions are free. And you don't have to be computer savvy to be able, or tech savvy to be able to use that. We do have a very easy to use mobile banking app that is very, I think, intuitive. So if you call our member engagement center, that they can help you to get registered for it. And I think you'll find it very convenient to use. But as the chairman says, if all of that fails, you know, the people in our branches are the nicest, most friendly, most caring people ever. And they'll be happy to serve you, all right? And, you know, if you have a group that would like to receive a presentation, a talk from one of our team members in Savlamar, we'll be happy to arrange that and to come and sit with you to take you through some of the products and services we offer and to just help you to understand even how to use some of the new channels. Because the reality is that sometimes, you know, for all of us who are using these channels, there was a first time. Someone taught us, and we're willing to teach, and we're willing to help our people along. All right? Thank you.
My next question is, does VMB have any plan to phase out the bank book?
Phase out the bank book? Yes.
Some institutions phase it out, and it's on the right track to defraud the customer of their hard-earned money. Because what I notice is that scamming is big business in Jamaica, and the financial institution is heading in the same direction. Because I had lost my wife. I had lost my saving because of hacking in the fancy banks.
Yeah, so we're sorry about that, sir. So our sympathies on the loss of your wife. What I would say to you is that all of us need to be very careful with our financial transactions. And to do and in fact, part of our financial education is that we provide lots of tips on how you can ensure that as you conduct your banking transactions, that you do so safely. Now, phasing out a passbook does not mean that we're opening up ourselves more to fraud and so on, because we do provide statements online. You have access. In fact, what we're doing now is provide you with prompts once there is a transaction on your account. And when you use a mobile app or online banking, you're able to see real-time all the transactions that happen on your account, rather than waiting for when you visit a branch to have the passbook updated. So actually, this is a better way for you to keep track of the transactions here on your account. So it's just a matter of sharing with you the information.
The local grassroots man can't use computer to follow up, and the computer-generated receipt, it fade out.
I know, but listen, Mr. What's your name again, sir?
Hale, Hard Talk Hale.
Mr. Hale, our stars in Savamar, we have some of the best people there. They will be happy to help you to understand how to use some of the devices and the channels that I've been telling you about. All right? And you call me to tell me if you're happy with how they treated you. All right?
What about grandma and grandpa who can't use the computer?
Them too. My father is using it. All right? He's 87
your
in
father
September.
is your father.
No, Mr. Hill, let me say something to you. This is the chairman. Let me say something to you. The very reason for Victoria Mutual existing, the very reason for Victoria Mutual starting, and for VM now existing, is precisely what you're talking about, is trying to empower the grassroots. And not because your grassroots means that you can't keep up with the technology. It just means that we have to work harder at it. But that's our reason for being, is that we have to empower you. And that's why there are people in the branch. That's why they're willing to help you. So please, take advantage of this. That's what we are here for. We want you to come forward with us.
As long as there's no fraud in it.
All right, so we'll do our best. Thank you very much, sir. Okay, Venetia, you have to tell me what online banking issue, because you're asking if the issue has been resolved, but I'm not sure what issue. We don't know what issue you're referring to, Venetia. So could you rephrase that question a bit? But online is working well, so we don't know what issue that is exactly. Right. So there will be, from time to time, there will be downtime, Venetia, and it gets resolved over time. And we actually watch that number very carefully to see how much downtime, how much uptime we have. And we're in the high 90s, so let us know what that is. Yes, that's good. Okay, Peter. From VM money transfer services, if funds were sent in US dollars, can I have the funds sent to my account in US dollars, or does it have to be converted to Jamaican dollars? Michael Howard, our general manager from VM money transfer services, is going to give us an answer. You heard the question? You saw you can see the question?
Check. Yeah, yes, we heard the question. So the answer is yes. Once you have a U.S. account in Jamaica, we can transfer the funds in U.S. dollars. It must be a U.S. account.
Okay, so that answer, I hope the member heard, that answer is yes. Quite simply put. Next question. I notice that there's nobody claiming this question. We'd like you to identify yourself when you ask the question. But are board directors paid? And the answer is barely. Barely. The next question is, what is the salary range for the auditors? Now, I don't know what the salary range is for the auditors. That's their personal business. We, however, compensate them for the services that they provide us, and that is the remuneration that we talk about, that is fixed from time to time based on market forces and the level of their commitment, etc., etc. Question on the floor. Yes, ma'am.
Basil Taylor from a member of the Portmore branch. Where the Zoom, where you have a Zoom account platform and people send you money from abroad, why is it that you have to provide the like money transfer, the number?
Okay, Michael Howard is going to answer you there. Yeah. Yeah, man. This one.
Thank you for the question. The Bank of Jamaica requires us to have certain information before we can deliver the transaction. One of the information is your name, your address is another, and the receipt number. For different partners, the number is something different. Some call it reference number, some say receipt number. So the Bank of Jamaica requires us to have the receipt number from you before we can execute the transaction. So it's not our requirement. If you go to another remittance company, they will tell you the same thing. It's a requirement across the board by the Bank of Jamaica.
Okay.
Right. But you must have the receipt.
Yeah, so you can take that offline if you
Sure.
want to have a deeper discussion. Thank you.
We will
Thank
continue.
you,
We will see.
Michael. All right, next question. Okay, in a minute, just let me take the one on the screen, which is why does it take 30 business days for foreign checks to be cleared once lodged? And, well, no. This is like...
It's a recourse period, really. That's a function of the recourse period, meaning the time that the overseas banks are allowed to return the checks to us if they are to be dishonored. We have to bear that in mind, and that's how we set that time limit. So remember, we collect the check from you, we then send it overseas for presentation to the bank on which it is drawn. They have to be allowed a certain period of time to make a decision on to whether they are going to honor or dishonor the check. And so that's how that time frame is set. All right, thanks.
Okay, member of floor? Yes?
Good evening.
Good evening.
There was a recent case of a lady.
Your name, sir?
My name is George Janke.
George Janke. George.
And I'm at your Halfway Tree branch.
Great. Thank you very much for that.
There was a recent case of a lady that lost some money from her account that was widely publicized on nationwide news network, Cliff Hughes program. After much ado, she got back her stuff. I heard her side of the story. 2 questions I'm asking. 1, what is your side of the story? And 2, what steps do you take to prevent such things from happening?
Okay, Peter Reed, the CEO of the BSO, the Building Society Operations, is going to address your question, Mr. Janke.
All right, on the first point, that's the member's personal business, and we won't discuss that here. On the second point, which was?
What steps do you take to
So
avoid that?
that particular case was a case of suspected fraud. You had to go through the process, and when the process has delivered the decision, we decide how to go forward with the member.
Thank you, Peter. Okay. I think that brings us to the end of our Q&A. I want to thank the members for participating so actively.
Same gentleman again.
Sorry?
Mm-hmm.
Is there somebody online?
Could you expound a little bit more for me, please? I don't quite get understand what he's saying.
Mr. Janke, what I'm going to ask is that he speak to you directly and just give you some information. All right? Peter, you can get somebody to speak to Mr. Janke for me and explain how we try our best to avoid fraud in this situation. We saw that one already. Are we done?
No. I have a question. I'm Juliet Stennett.
Hello, Juliet.
I've been banking with the VM with a foreign exchange currency and also a Canadian. I noticed the interest on it is very zero almost. I would like to know why the interest rate is so low.
Okay.
Anybody taking it? Paul, Peter, anybody? Oh. Okay.
Simple and complicated question and answer.
You're asking, the question is about the deposit rates for US and Canadian accounts. Those tend to be a function of the instruments in which we can safely invest those funds. So when you remember how we operate in banking of net interest margins, right? So we receive the funds from you, and then we invest it in deposits or other instruments. According to what we earn from how we have invested the funds, we pay, that determines the rate that we can pay on our deposits. So rates have tended to be very low, close to zero in terms of the rates offered by the banks or the other instruments in which we have been investing. And that's the reason why the deposit rate would be so low. Okay? Thanks. Paul, anything you'd like to add?
Thank you. Yeah, man. This is Paul Elliott. Paul, just identify yourself.
Paul Elliott, Peter's assistant or deputy CEO. So, Ms. Elliott, what I'll encourage you to do is speak with your branch rep, because there may be other accounts in the same currency, for example, some CDs that will offer you some options in terms of locking in 6 months or 18 months or a longer period at rates that you may find more acceptable than your regular savings. All right?
Okay, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Again, thanks for your vibrant and active participation.
A question over here. Sorry.
All right, we're kind of running on time. Remember, people have to get home from the location and so on. But fine, go ahead with the last question.
When will we get our Visa debit card?
Hello?
Are you in the process of getting that for us?
Yes,
we're going to answer you.
We have a plan to introduce those. The plan, though, involved first introducing our credit cards. And as I announced earlier, those have now been launched. So we are working through developing the project plan to facilitate the introduction of the Visa debit cards. That plan has not yet been finalized. I won't give you a date, but I expect it to be sometime in 2023. So hopefully by the time we meet for the AGM next year, you will either have it or be very close to receiving your Visa debit cards.
And we're going to meet earlier
Thanks
next
for the
year.
question.
Hopefully we'll meet in May next year.
Yes.
So it could be pretty early, but look out for that coming to our wallet near you. Okay, thank you. Please continue the conversation with your branch reps or online. We have chat features in our online banking app. You can ask any questions right there and you'll get an answer, or just reach out to your nearest VMBS rep. I want to thank everybody for participating. It has been a momentous meeting. I think you can all be proud of the fact that you have made history here today, hopefully. And I would like everybody to just give yourselves a warm round of applause for participating. We would certainly like to salute you as well. So team members, please applaud the in-house members. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, as we conclude, let me just direct you to the stall at the back. There are refreshments. I think they're grab and go, given the COVID restrictions, but please feel free to participate at the back as well. Hang around, grab a member, ask them about your account, why you're not getting more interest, or why the chairman can't get more interest. Be sure to ask them. Okay, thank you very much. At this time, having concluded all items on our agenda, I now move for the termination of the 143rd Annual General Meeting of the Victoria Mutual Building Society. Thank you all for joining us. We wish you all that is good and urge you to continue to be safe. Good evening.